Grow My Cleaning Company teaches owners of cleaning companies just like you how to grow your company, make more money, and finally take charge of your financial future and your life. This podcast is about automating and creating systems that give you time and money freedom so you can grow like crazy without losing control. Since this is totally free, if you're getting tons of value, want to support us and make sure that you get more of the good stuff, subscribe, rate, and review to this podcast today. Now, on to the show. Cleaning Nation, welcome. This is Mike Campion with Kat and Krissi. These two, oh my gosh, I almost always get how to say their name before we start, and I didn't, but it starts with a Z and there's like 7 vowels in it. So I'll let them share their last name because it freaks me the crap out. But
yeah, so I'm married, so my last name is Zachariason now, but
my name is Kat Burkhart.
It's Burkhart.
I have neither of those names on my thing. So we have, you know what? That's way too complex. We'll get it right in the written stuff. I shall be calling you Kat and Krissi. Yeah. All right. Beautiful.
We did change our names like 3 times in our life. So it doesn't bother us.
So I've got one that starts with a Z. Is that like at all good information?
That's my last name. Yeah.
Holy heck. I'm not even gonna try it. So we're just going to go with Kat and Krissi, by the way. And for those of you joining us on video, and this is one of the few podcasts we do where video is really helpful. If you're like, how did these girls that look exactly the same find each other and become partners in business? I think that they found one another in utero, and then the business thing kind of just happened after that. So if you are not watching, you're missing out. There's nothing to look at on my part of the screen, but the girls are lovely, and they're lovely identically, which is super fun. So they started Twin Power. See what they did there with the twin in the name, huh? Residential cleaning in January 2017. We're recording this February 2021, so it's been a little while, in British Columbia, Canada. And yeah, they'd been through our program, and I think Lindsay had caught up with them and like, oh my gosh, they've got all this cool story to share. So I intentionally, before we started, didn't ask any questions about their business because I'm dying to hear along with you guys. So let's start at the beginning. So don't give me the cool stuff. I promise we'll get to where you're at now and how you're all rock stars. But you know how it is in the movies. Until you hear like how bad it was at the beginning, then you got to fall in love with them. And like, we got to follow you on your hero's journey. So let's just start with, how did you independent twin women say, let's be together in business and stop what we're doing separately and build it? That part's insane. So let's start there.
Yeah. So it's Krissi talking.
Our voices are similar.
Yeah. But
really, if you want to get the you're going to have to watch, because if I was listening, their voices are coaching them. If I can't see you, I'm like, who the hell am I talking to? So, all right.
Speaking. So I started just kind of grabbing a bucket and started cleaning people's houses after I quit my job at the cafe I was at for a long time. I just got so sick of putting on a mask for other people. I just needed something else. So I started cleaning about 3 years ago, and my sister followed suit about 6 months later. And we had separate clients for the longest time. And then slowly, as we both got busier, we kind of hired each other out and then brought on our best friend. And then I found you on the podcast. I was just like cleaning, and I just thought one day, isn't there cleaning podcasts out there somehow? And I found you, and I immediately was like, oh my God, I need to talk to this dude. And so then I think I scheduled a call like pretty much right away, and realized that, the pain that I was having, that I wasn't even really like admitting to myself, like the whole like idea of, I guess I have to do this for a long time, or, we were already trying to think about how we could grow the business and hire employees, but we have no idea how to do that. No clue.
We were way undercharging, and the people that we would hire, it was kind of like subcontract, so we didn't really make any money from it. And then, and now it's Kat speaking. And for me, I was getting so busy that I was hiring Krissi to do jobs, and I was hiring my best friend to do jobs. But I didn't really want to spend my time working all the time. And I was always thinking, man, how can I, make money with like something that I like with this and not have to spend all these hours doing it myself.
Yeah.
And then Krissi came along with, hey, I found this awesome podcast. Oh, I'm going to forward it to you. And so I listened. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it all started.
Yep.
So I'm sure this joke has been made 300 times, so you won't laugh, but it hasn't been made to my audience yet. It's awesome when you first started like hiring each other to clean for one another. You're one of the few people who were like, oh, I just have my sister. I don't have to tell them that like I had someone else come in. I could just have them come and be like, yeah, it's me. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
It's pretty great. I mean, there's two of us basically making connections with people. And if I know someone and they meet Kat, it's like they know her already. So the trust factor is already there. So it was really easy to kind of grow the business because there's two of us running around here meeting people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're taking notes, step one to build a successful cleaning business is be twins with being cute, young, blonde girl, and have two of you looking the same, running around meeting people. So if you can't do that, we'll figure out a plan B, but that's plan A. Be half of a twin of a, young, good looking girl and meet everyone. And I'll tell you, I've got a friend of mine who's a twin, a male, and it's the opposite. He's super nice and sweet. His twin and he don't get along, and the twin's a jerk. So people meet him and they don't like him. And he's like, that wasn't my, like literally like a sitcom, like, oh, that wasn't me. That was my twin. He's got that literal thing. So it's nice. Enjoy the good of like, oh, they met my sister. They automatically like me. Could be they met my sister. They automatically hate me.
You always ask me when I run into someone, did you make sure like you kept my reputation up?
Like, hey, you're speaking for both of us, lady. This is this is a thing. And by the way, if this was the 70s, you would be forced to appear on a sitcom like The Love Boat, and their hijinks would ensue with both of you with different guys, and there'd be a whole different thing. But since we're in 2020, you can just clean.
Actors, if we were in the 70s, great.
What's that?
We would be famous actors.
I think in the 70s, if you were a good-looking twin, they would just come pick you up and you just go to Hollywood and start making money. Yeah, I don't know about Canada. That was in the States. In Canada, maybe you guys aren't as infatuated with twins as we were in the 70s. But we'll do a whole different podcast on 70s sitcoms later. All right. So I love that one of you. So you're like, hey, I had a cafe job. I didn't really love it. I quit. I felt like it's something I could do. That makes sense. But Kat, how did you? Like, what appealed you to be like, well, oh, she's cleaning toilets. I want in on that. Like, how did that happen?
So
she had the same cafe job.
I did have the same cafe job.
So you're just like, oh, I didn't know she quit and went to do this thing. I guess I have to go do that thing. I didn't know you had a deal. Like,
I loved my cafe job. I was there for 6 years. And, but after 6 years, you kind of get tired of the same thing. I was making coffees and running around,
Wait a sec. You said you're married. How long you been married?
I'm married.
She's married.
Oh, I was going to say, because if I'm your husband and I hear this and we've been married 5.5 years, I'm stressing out. I'm just saying. But if you're single, that's okay. You could be.
I've been with my guy for 5 years too. So we're
married. What's his name?
Gabriel.
Gabriel, you got about 7 months before you better start getting nervous. She gets bored after 6 years. She just said it. So you might want to dye her. Hey, I don't know what you need to do, dude, but you got trouble coming.
He's a fun cat, so he definitely keeps me on my toes. But anyway, so I basically started getting tired of the same thing. Loved the cafe. So it was actually really hard for me to leave because it was so familiar. But I took the step and I left. And then Krissi was just like, hey, you can come work with me. I need help anyways. So I said, okay, sure, I'll go clean. I've done it before, not very professionally, but okay, I'll do it. And so then after the first job I did with her, I just kept getting more clients. It just referral base worked really, really well. And before we know it, we were really busy.
And I think like we're entrepreneur minded, I think we always we wanted passive income like years ago. We were like, that's what we're going to do. Somehow we're going to make ourselves some passive income. And now we're finally at that place where we have some passive.
Wait, don't give it away. We're going to get there. We're still back in the day. You guys just started. You ladies just started. So
all right.
How long did it take you both? And I love that, maybe Krissi would have been satisfied, but then Kat comes in with a different perspective. And then Krissi's got I love how you kind of, any partners, twins are not just like, what you get this perspective, you might feel okay with it. And then someone else comes in, you look at it through their eyes, you're like, maybe this isn't okay. Or maybe I want to do something different. But how long did it take the both of you cleaning before you said, wait a sec, we wanted passive income. This is active income. Like, how long did it take you to get that itch?
About 2 years.
Yeah, okay. About a year and a half to 2 years.
Yeah.
And how long here's the thing, because they're related. How long did it take you to get fill up? Because usually as you're filling, you don't realize like, oh, I'm sick of cleaning. But once you kind of get to, that's it, I can stop sleeping or I can stop selling new clients, but I can't do anymore. Like, did those happen simultaneously, or did you kind of coast that fully committed for a while before you got sick of it?
We had really busy summers because we serve Airbnbs as well. And that's a really busy time. So we were maxed out for sure after about, the second summer of us working cleaning, we were maxed out.
So simultaneously, the summer, you're like, okay, we're not willing to do this another summer.
Yeah. And we also knew that we didn't really want to turn away clients, but we had to because we just couldn't fit them. So there was like that realization, okay, we got to grow. Somehow we got to be able to say yes to these clients, but not
do it ourselves.
Yeah. So typically I find the big fear people have is it's a pretty easy shift mentally and emotionally to go from I work at a cafe, or I'm in corporate America, or I have a job, to I'm going to clean this thing and they're going to give me money and I'm going to repeat. Everyone kind of gets that. It's okay to go from this job to that job. But to go from I'm going to clean places for money to I'm going to build a team of people and have a company that just happens to be cleaning, people get wigged out about that. How'd that feel for you?
That happened through your podcast. Because I guess the desire was there, but I wasn't really able to verbalize it. And then when you said become a business owner, not an employee, or like what do you say all the time? But like become the owner of your company and don't just work in your company, like work on your business, not in your business. Like that's when I was like, oh my God, I'm literally an employee of my own company. And if I can just become the owner of it and have other people be the employees, then I have leverage.
So for Krissi, and we'll get Kat's side, I hear you saying you kind of felt it, but you hadn't been able to articulate it in your own mind. And once you heard someone else say it, you're like, yes, that's what I want. But it wasn't like you didn't have that desire night and you heard a podcast, you're like, oh, I'm going to take, that's what I want now. You already wanted it. You just didn't know like, that's possible. I can do that. Am I putting words in, or is that how you felt?
And I didn't know exactly that. And I didn't know that it was possible to make like a shitload of money with a cleaning company.
That's a real technical term, a shitload of money. We'll translate that later for those of you that aren't smart like us. Go ahead.
Yeah. So then once I found your podcast and I like heard some stories there, I was like, oh my God, it's possible. Like if they can do it, like, I can do it for sure. Mm-hmm. We can do this. So,
and I love that. That's such an entrepreneur, by the way. Once you know it's possible, you're like, wow, these people are idiots. So they can do it. I'm a genius. I can get this done, which sounds arrogant, but as an entrepreneur, we kind of have to have a little bit of that to make the whole thing spin. A little arrogant. Yeah, just maybe not pride, but we'll go with extreme confidence. All right. How about you? And I'm trying to call out who's who. Kat, how'd that work for you?
So for me, I found that cleaning came really easily, and that for some reason getting clients came really easily, and I didn't really have to work hard for it. And so I'd always wondered as I was cleaning, I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. I don't know if I'm going to stay doing this because I don't know if I want to keep cleaning toilets for the rest of my life. But somehow this is really easy. And then when Krissi sent me a podcast, I kind of realized that we can make money through this, and quite a bit. And then when she mentioned, hey, we should do this business program with you. At first I was like, is that what I want to do? Do I want to have a cleaning company? Is that what I want to really do? And I thought about it, and I just realized, if you follow what you're good at and it's easy to you, then why not go for it? If I'm not struggling to keep clients or to get clients, I think that's a good sign. And I was already doing Airbnb management, so it goes hand in hand. And so I figured, gosh, why not? Let's just do it. And
you got the best business partner in the world.
Exactly.
Anyway.
And that really convinced me, to be partnering up with her was like the cherry on top.
All right. So now that we've built, and again, unfortunately, we didn't have, there's supposed to be pain and suffering and it was miserable. It sounds like your guys' life was pretty okay, which is, hey, this is truth before a good story. Like a good story is a real one. So now let's walk through when you joined the program, kind of where were you at? in terms of, and again, you can share as much or as little as you want with revenue and numbers and stuff like that, but at the very minimum of like lifestyle and how that felt. And then, gosh, what are we at now? It's been a year. Holy heck, it's been a year. I can't believe it. It's literally been a year because March 2020. Where were you? Where are you at now? And for those listening, they're like, I want to get those results. Like, what was the key for you? And I would love to hear both of you answer.
So this is where the pain comes in, because once you rejoined your course.
So they're back. This is backwards, by the way. Everyone else is like, life sucked, and then I went to the course and got better. These guys are like, no, life was great. I paid this idiot, and then my life went to crap. So I'm very interested in this one.
Yeah, we met you, and everything went to. We started your course, and we were committed. So we dove right in, and raised our prices and talked to our clients, and that was like probably the most stressful time and stressful month. And not just because of the physical act of calling your clients and talking with them and sort of like explaining to yourself even why you're raising your prices, but the inner work of like, I deserve this. Like, it was the mindset stretch, the mind stretching, it was like, I was just sore mentally because I was really stretching what I thought was possible. And yeah, so that month was really stressful for us because just, upgrading, I guess. And that can be scary.
For sure.
So there was a lot of insecurity I felt, and like times I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. I got to call this next client. I feel like, I'm saying that a lot, that word, sorry. I don't feel that great. I don't feel like I want to explain to them why I'm raising my prices and all this stuff, but we did it. And most of our clients were totally cool with it. We hardly lost anyone. And the ones we did lose, I was happy about. So that was really the toughest time.
And revenue wise, like we were probably.
Well, hold on. Let me make one quick comment on Chris, because that was so honest and so representative of what so many of our people feel. Let me make a comment, and I'm dying to hear what that felt like. And I love you guys doing this together because you have different perspectives, and you're representing such a large percentage of Cleaning Nation. So the two things I want you guys to get, and gals, Cleaning Nation, is one, the 4 words she said that were magical to me as a coach, knowing who's going to succeed, who's not, but we were committed. So there's negative, but we were committed. That is the magic. The second piece is she got the external, like, yeah, we had to raise prices. Our financial model was broken. We had to fix it, and I didn't like it. But she really got the internal, which is we had to expand from valuing ourselves as ladies who were worth $10 an hour, whatever, to human beings that brought more value to the world. And that was the more painful part. And the crazy thing is, from what you've told me, sounds like getting the world to believe you were worth that was the easy part. Getting Krissi to believe that was the hard, painful part. I want to put words in your mouth, but that's what I heard.
Yeah, in a way it's true. And the painful part was I wanted to believe it, and I know that I could, but it was the resistance to it that was painful, right? Because our old beliefs get in the way. And so anyway, shed that. And sometimes shedding hurts. So there we go. But once we did that, our next hurdle was hiring employees. And
well, hold on. Before we do that, now I want to get Kat's side I love hearing both sides to each story.
Mm-hmm. Well, my side of the story was I was working a lot, and I didn't really feel like I wanted to continue going to work. I was kind of dreading it. I was like, oh, okay, then, another day. All right. And I was making about, since you asked, if I can remember correctly, in the summertime, probably $2,000 to $3,000.
A week, a month?
A month. And that was good, but I was putting a lot of hours into it, and I wanted more time to spend with my family and, like activities that I love to do in the summer times. And then when we got to the cleaning program, I basically realized that I was mentally going through my own resistance of being like more than I knew. So pushing through that thought that we can have a successful business without having to work ourselves was an idea that I loved and that I really wanted, but I felt still really far away from. And so it's same with Krissi. It was the mindset that really had to change in me, because when we had the coaching call, even, you guys were asking, well, what would you want to make? And we were like, well, $5,000 or $10,000 a month would be sweet,
Yeah.
And it was, at the time, it seemed like a lot of money. And like now I feel like we can definitely hit that.
We can get there.
Easy, you know? And, so it was a mindset change that really had to happen. And I had a really, really hard time during your program. The first, I think, couple of weeks or whatever, when we were calling our clients and stuff. Oh my God, that was so hard. I dreaded it so much. But in the end, I'm so glad that we did it. And yeah, sure, we lost clients, but we gained so many more. And the step that we took to, to go through the struggle, to then come out on the end or on the other side.
It was initiation.
It was initiation, and it was so worth it.
Well, the cool thing is, a lot of times as a coach, I'm like, man, I wish I could come in and make it easy for them. But in reality, I'm glad it was hard. Like, I think that you get out what you put in, right? And if I could have waved a magic wand and it would have happened without you participating, I don't know that you would have gotten the long-term results. So you've gotten a short-term result of making a little more money, clients, but that you had to go through the kind of fire and the pain of, this is what it feels like to value myself differently. And there's no one outside of the two of you can do that work. And I want to encourage Cleaning Nation. I mean, these guys had pretty built-in partners that loved and cared and were supportive. It's not like Krissi saying, this is stupid, you're worthless. And Kat's like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm imagining you're supporting yourselves and you had the support of the team, our community. It was still really hard. So I love that you said that, because a lot of times people come on and and again, everyone's experience is different. It's fine. They're like, oh, it was great, kind of right off the bat. I love that you're like, it wasn't great. It actually, at the time, felt worse. Like, it got better, but it didn't start better. It started worse. Like, we paid you to make our lives worse. That sucked.
Honestly,
So
I thought we were maybe going to go down. I was like, I don't know if we can survive this, but we did.
And it was you. It wasn't like your business was like, oh, we can't make payroll, or like, it was internal. When you said we weren't going to survive, we meant our heads are going to explode, not our business is going to implode, right?
Both.
Okay. Or did you feel like everyone's going to leave? So we've gone way too long, and I would go longer. I've got another commitment. So where's your life now? What, in terms of hours, what's your day look like? If you're willing to share revenue, are you making more or less time? Just like compare and contrast, kids.
Yeah. Okay. So as soon as 2021 came around, it just, something happened, the stars aligned, or, something. And our two greatest, most committed, most loyal employees that have really been wanting to like have more became sort of our managers. Like, you put them up in an administrative position. So they started scheduling, doing payroll.
I love how you have to do everything in twos. Just because you're twins, you don't have to have two man. You could have one. Everyone's not a twin, just so you know.
You need two. Yeah. I need one go-to, and she needs one go-to. And so, they're doing payroll, scheduling, hiring, doing walkthroughs with new clients. They're reaching out to clients to confirm dates and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, since January, like literally for 2 full months, Kat and I have barely had to do anything.
Such minimal work. Like, we're probably working on average 10 hours a week. And that's, sometimes less, sometimes a little more. And it's like, it's a dream come true.
It is.
We're making this awesome passive income still. And, our company hit $20,000.
Yeah. So when we raised our prices at the beginning last year, right? We were making 400 each on profit, because we have to split the profit, right? Yeah. So literally, we were making $400 each on profit, right? We're like, oh my God.
Per month?
A month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how many hours you're working, but I'm guessing between the two, you're like $2-3 an hour. Like,
well, that was the passive income, like coming from the business once.
Got it. So you were still cleaning and getting paid for that, but as owners, you were making
$400 a month.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So
now,
not great.
$2,000 a month.
Just on passive
income. So, we went from like $4,000 of gross income in the business last year to now $20,000 of gross income this year. And it's only growing.
5xing your business in a year. Not so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good. pretty good. And so life is a lot different. I haven't even told my husband how little I work, because he's gonna be like, what? You should be working more. But it's almost the opposite now. I feel like, am I not doing enough? Like, I have this other thing to work with now mentally.
Which is a much better problem. Because again, y'all young, but at any age, you spend your working life going, I have to do X to get Y. And if I don't do X, I don't get Y. I don't clean, I don't get paid. And to disassociate and go, I can create something that generates income. And obviously there's touching, and you're like, hey, some weeks it's 5 hours, some weeks it's 15 hours, but it's kind of at your own schedule. That can take a minute to be like, that doesn't seem fair. I was working so hard before for this much money, and then now I'm making more money and I don't have to do anything. It just doesn't seem right. So that's another kind of up leveling of mindset in terms of that. All right. We are way out of time because you ladies are just fasting. We're gonna have to have you, because now I'm like, I want to March 2022. I want to hear like, oh, now we're at 60 grand, and now my husband isn't pissed because we're making so much money. He's like, I don't care how much you work, just keep bringing home the bacon, lady. Yeah. Give us from each one of you, give your top one takeaway you can give to Cleaning Nation, or encouragement, or just one thing. If you could distill the time that we've spent together and your experience over the last year, 5Xing your business, what's the one thing from each of you that you would give as your gift to Cleaning Nation?
My gift to Cleaning Nation, as in like what I would say about it? Yeah, I would love to start. I would say, honestly, the systems that you guys have taught us, the systems that we now have in place, have saved us so much time and a headache. We're doing Jobber scheduling, we're doing invoicing through Jobber, we're doing credit card transactions, all this stuff. And it's going so smoothly. And I never would have even thought of doing it that way if we didn't, learn it from you guys. Like, I just had no idea. So I would say that
get a mentor,
and this program is so awesome. The systems that you're going to learn are going to be a lifesaver for your company. And also the community was really, really great. I really appreciated all the cleaners that are on, together with you. Holding each other's hands.
We weren't told to talk about how awesome your business or your course is, by the way, to the audience.
No, we don't tell anyone to say that. All right. So Kat's big takeaway sounds like systems, community, mentorship. Christina, what's your big, again, if you could distill down your last year of experience and give them this value?
Core values, man. Mm-hmm. Core values, get clear on what's important to you and who you are, like how you want to run your business in its essence, and then literally make decisions based on that, hire based on that, fire based on that, do everything based on that. Like, that's your guidepost.
If I could say it better, I would, but I can't. So great job, ladies. I didn't even have time to make fun of you for being Canadian. So we'll do another episode on 70s sitcoms, a third one on why Canadians are terrible. Cleaning Nation, if you want more love, support, and amazing human beings like these ladies, go to growmycleaningcompany.com. We've got podcasts. We've got a Facebook group. We've got some on-demand training, everything you need to grow your cleaning business. growmycleaningcompany.com. Check it out. See you there.
Thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you're fired up, ready to grow, and want to see if you have what it takes to work with us at Grow My Cleaning Company, here's what I want you to do right now. Go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. That's growmycleaningcompany.com/talk to book an appointment to speak with me personally. I'm going to jump on the phone with you to get you crystal clear on where you are now, where you want to be, and how to get you there. Don't walk around in the dark any longer. If you are serious about growing your cleaning company, it's time to finally get the systems in place that you need to grow. We've helped hundreds of owners of cleaning companies not only grow their business and their personal freedom, but give back to their community as well. If that's what you're looking for, head over to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk and book a time to talk with me personally. I can't wait to get to know you and your business.